Tonight, Caponata, a dish older than the country that claims it. From Sicily, from the old kitchens of Palermo, where the sweet and the sour have been folded together for 1,000 years. This is peasant food that learned to taste like a feast. Eggplant, fried until it gives up its bitterness and turns soft as butter, then folded into a sauce that argues with itself, sweet against sour, until the two make peace. Restaurants try to charge a great deal for what is, at its heart, the most patient kind of cooking. It asks only for good oil, a little vinegar, and time. Servings 4. 10 minutes to prepare, 20 minutes over the flame, 30 minutes in all. 2 whole eggplant, melanzane, the Sicilians call them. 3 ripe tomatoes, 2 stalks of celery, half a cup of green olives, 2 tablespoons of capers, a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a cup of olive oil, and half a teaspoon of salt. First, the eggplant. Cut it into small cubes, toss them with salt, and let them rest in a colander. For 30 minutes, the salt draws the water out, drop by drop. This is not a step to rush. Dry eggplant drinks the oil like a sponge. Wet eggplant only turns to mush. Rinse the salt away. Pat every cube dry. Then, into the hot olive oil. They fry slowly, turning until they are deeply golden, until the edges go soft and dark. Lift them out, let them drain. The kitchen already smells of Sicily. Now the celery, 2 stalks, into boiling water. Just 2 minutes, enough to soften, not to surrender. Drain it and set it aside. In the same pan, the tomatoes, chopped and dropped into the warm oil. They hiss, then slump, then break down, slowly, into a thick, rustic sauce, a little jammy, a little sweet. Into the sauce, everything comes together. The green olives, the capers, the soft celery, and the golden eggplant, folded in gently. Then the heart of the dish, a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, stirred with 2 tablespoons of sugar. This is the agrodolce, the sweet and the sour. Pour it in. Listen. It sings against the hot pan. Lower the flame. Let it simmer for 10 quiet minutes. The vinegar softens. The sugar melts. The liquid thickens and thickens until it wraps every piece in a dark, glossy glaze. Do not stir too much. Just watch it come together. And now, the hardest part. You wait. Take it off the heat and let it cool completely. Caponata is never eaten in a hurry. It is better warm than hot, and better still the next day. When the sweet and the sour have finally become one. History, and where this dish began. Caponata is old, older than the tomato that now colors it. Long before the tomato ever crossed the sea from the Americas, Sicily was already frying eggplant, already balancing sugar against vinegar. The tomato is the newcomer here. The sweet and the sour is ancient. The eggplant itself is a traveler. It came to Sicily with the Arabs more than 1,000 years ago, when the island was an emirate ruled from Palermo. They brought the eggplant, they brought sugar cane, and they brought the love of the sweet and sour that still defines this dish. Sicilian cooking is, in many ways, an Arab inheritance, simmered slow for 1,000 years. And the name? The stories disagree. Some say caponata comes from capone, the old Sicilian word for a proud silver fish, once served in a sweet sour sauce on the tables of the rich. When the poor could not afford the fish, they reached for the eggplant instead. Others trace it to the kah-poh-NAH-tah, the harbor taverns where sailors ate it between voyages. The truth is lost to time. The dish remains. Across Sicily, almost every town keeps its own caponata. Some add pine nuts, some add raisins or almonds, or a whisper of cocoa. There are said to be dozens of versions, nearly one for every province. And still it waits on the table at every celebration, cool and glistening, an offering before the meal even begins. Serve caponata at room temperature on good bread, the way it has always been eaten, never rushed, never hot from the pan. Caponata is the rarest kind of recipe, one that has survived empires. It has outlived kings and conquerors, and the very borders of the country that now calls it its own. It survives because it was never trying to be impressive. It was only trying to feed the people who loved it. And the table, at last, is set.